So my name is Jonathan Morin. I'm the creative director on Watch Dogs 2.
So what does your team learn from past Watch Dogs that you're applying to Watch Dogs 2?
Well, there's a lot of stuff we learn when we make a game like Watch Dogs. First of all, you start by listening to players. So we have the luxury of having millions of people playing our game. So listening to them is the first task. Listening to what people thought also on the media and everything. We've learned that a lot of different things. One thing is players like hacking a lot, and they wanted more depth into it. So in Watch Dogs 2, we wanted to give more control. So each hack is not only more versatile, but it's more analog. So we can have people master the basics and then get better and better and better at it and feel like there's a skill involved in using hacking. Another one was that they wanted to have a more accessible driving. So we redid the entire driving model, and that came into importance also because San Francisco is a pretty challenging place to drive with all the slopes and everything. So we had to do something about that. And on top of that, turned out to be really handy because hacking every car around while you're going at 200 miles per hour requires some skills. So redoing the driving helped a little bit. Last one would be probably connecting better the fantasy of Watch Dogs and the narrative. First game, we learned a lot from how people reflect into what Watch Dogs mean, the relation with technology, and we felt we needed to have a story that would be a bit more rich on that regard. So going for a hacker that is part of a group of hackers in the Bay Area, where there's Silicon Valley, gave us a lot of weight to make sure we could cover more ground of what Watch Dogs is all about.
Yeah, in terms of the themes of it, you got your hacking theme. Did you guys do any research about like the internet team Anonymous at all and take any inspiration from them when designing your characters and story?
Well, like groups like Dead Sex are really pretty much like a creation of fictions, but definitely we were referencing to all sorts of stuff that happened in real life. Like that's how we do all of our game. It starts with a real city, and when we pick that city, then everything extrapolates with what we discover with our studies of that place.
So talk about the hacking in the environment. Doing something as simple as hacking a car to have it go back, forth, right, left was really fun and addicting. How do you expand on that through everything in the city and not just limit it to story missions?
Well, the way we went for it is in the first game, my favorite hack was the camera. And it's something we discussed a lot at the end. It's actually a question journalists were asking me a lot in the first game. What's your favorite hack? And the reason why I liked the cameras was simply because I was controlling them. And it was kind of a way of playing. You could look around, hop to another. It felt freedom. It was like freedom. And I really feel like hacking is more that. You understand rules and then you express yourself. So when we started talking about the new hacks for the game, we wanted to give more control to the player. So two things happened. We wanted to remove stuff like I press something and that's it. So either there's more choice or I literally remote control the thing. In Watch Dogs 1, you could make a forklift go up, down, a crane go up, down. In the second game, it became you need to incarnate those things and do what you want with it and start playing with physics. And the same way, we needed to go away from just having infrastructure hack. So we could have stuff that are everywhere in the city. And there's nothing better than cars and people. So being able to call cops on anybody, moving away from having to find the perfect person and have an opportunity, and make sure everybody is an opportunity so you can decide who you change the reality to for your own ideas. And that's how I think we started to mess around with things. And when we started to get a taste of it, it became pretty clear that people liked it. It's like playing with a truck for the first time when you're a kid, right? You make it push, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I have an idea. I'm going to try that. And hacking cars the same. Everybody understands how they work. So once they get a grasp of how it's going, then they start having their own, what if I do that? And that's exactly where we want them to be.
You talk about the co-op in the game as well as the PvP.
The way the co-op is working is, well, the way I would see it is the hacking and the depth of hacking gives a lot of synergy opportunities. So having other players then creates new opportunity to combine ideas, share ideas, but also combine new possibilities. When you get into co-op and you start doing missions, first we can increase difficulty a little bit, give you more opposition. And then you can start wondering, well, you're going to try and investigate, infiltrate the place, and me, I'm going to control my flying drone and try to cover your ass and then distract them on the fly, or destroy people who are about to discover you, or things like that. Or so you can do all sorts of interesting support. Or you could be in a corner and have the other guy control his little wheel drones and then insult an AI so he gets pissed off and come at you, and then the other guy does a melee. So I like these kind of strategies, but to bring the players to play this way, you need to make sure you have a good opposition. So co-op gives us this opportunity to push the difficulty further. And even when you're done with the game, it continues to climb in difficulty for the co-op mission, so it gives you a lot of replayability and fun to do with the synergies of the map. In PvP, I think it's a double opportunity. you're going to face people who have great ideas to counter how you play. And it gives you a pretty appealing ways of continue to push to have the new skills. Like if you see someone dropping bombs with a flying drone on you and counter maneuver like what you're doing with him, then suddenly you're like, oh, I want to have that too, or I need to have that skill. So it creates an opposition that is more creative than what an AI can do. So I think those two elements mixed with the fact that they happen seamlessly, they add to the surprises and the emergence that AI can only grasp the surface of. A player is a lot more sophisticated than them.
Did you take a look at any of the divisions mechanics and learn from those and try to improve on them or implement them into your game at all?
Well, we definitely look at what Ubisoft is doing, like in general, like when they were working and they looked at what we've done, we continue to look at what they do. I think we're kind of really distinctive games, though. Like we're not directly taking stuff from them per se, but there are definitely some learning and sharing into how we can please the player from an online perspective, and I think it's only going to grow in the future.
And when does Watch Dogs 2 come out and what platforms will it be on?
Watch Dogs 2 is coming out on November 15th on all three PC, PS4, and Xbox.